Hi everybody. This again is an experiment, so I'm hoping that I can get everything working and going together at the right time. And even with Penny's barking in the background, it doesn't make too much of a disturbance. And today we just want to go over what it takes to get ready for the next demonstration. But that way I don't have to cover it twice. We're going to be doing some embossing. We're going to be doing some iridescent fluid. You hear some scratching on the door. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a retired art teacher. I really wish I was still teaching, but my health doesn't allow it. And so this is what I'm doing. Plus, I'm caretaker for my dad. And you can read more about it on Huntress Habits. My name's Patricia. I go by Tricia, and I'm just going to go over a few things that I'm getting ready for the next project. I had to mix up some colors, and I used the two watercolors, but I added some iridescent film, and oh my goodness, I forgot to do it to where it would read it backwards. You can actually do that in live so that it reads it correctly. You can flip it, but I forgot to do that. See, I've been studying my YouTube videos, okay, and this is one of the main things I'll be doing. I may also use some art masking, and I went out and got these new because my other bottles were such a mess. Art masking fluid, and then this one I found in my old college stuff the other day. It may not be any good. No, you can't let it dry, but down in there it might be. We'll see. Doubt if I'll use it. It's been sitting around a long time, but it's made by Graphics, and it usually comes with the little rubber thing that you can use to remove the fluid. It comes with one of those. Okay. I also mixed up some watercolor magic, some cheap stuff, in the little spray bottles. I put about two good squeezes. Since they're squeeze bottles, I put 2 good squeezes into each of the 2-ounce bottles, and then I put about 3 of these full of water. These are the best little devices. I got it in free with some stuff that I was buying for marbling, and they come in 3 different sizes, and they're great for filling up watercolor pens. This one comes apart. Watercolor brushes, not pens, but you kind of can use them as a calligraphy pen. That's, I guess, why I said that. They come in different sizes, and you can just squirt the water down in there. And I think I probably have this one full enough, so. And put the top back on. And then at all the many art shows that art conferences I went to, I got a few of these, and it would be the same way. You just fill it up with water. I know this is the boring stuff. Y'all want to get with it, but it takes a little bit of prep to do all this stuff. So that's why I'm doing this video separate. Okay? And I may skip a video or so until I could do the actual activity, because I want to practice some on this paper that I'm using. I would normally be using a thicker paper, but my supplies haven't come in. You have to order stuff in order to do art sometimes. I know. I can hear somebody's words ringing in my ear saying, "You only need what you have. You only need what you have." You know who you are. Okay, back to these. Mixed them up. When I shook them, it fills the whole bottle. But you can see that I only have about maybe 10 milliliters in there, a little bit more in this one, and it'll settle on down, and then I can spray on the paper also by doing this. And I have several colors of those, but I chose antique gold and just the silver. Yeah, silver metallic and metallic pirate's gold. That fit good. I used to be a buccaneer. And I guess in my heart I still am. Okay, we've covered the iridescent medium. I just mixed it in with the watercolor to mix the colors that I wanted. And I used this again to get the water. And I just added it to the watercolor in my watercolor tray. And I will show you that before this video is over. I also have handy some tape, painter's tape. I have some washi tape, however it's said. And I use a lot of this in Bible journaling, but it's going to be good with watercolor stuff too, because you stick it down and it's pretty permanent for a few minutes. I mean, for what you need. But then you can lift it right off without tearing your paper, just as if it was a painter's tape. So, and while we're talking about washi tape, this is a good way to share your washi tape. And I probably owe Donna some playing cards for this. But when we were doing Bible journaling, the leader brought lots that she had, and because there's quite a bit on a roll and you're not going to use all of this of the same kind, or it will take a lot of time, so you want to share. And so we take a playing card and wrap it around a couple of times and tear it off and get 3 or 4 cards filled up, and you share your tape that way. So if you're in a craft group or a Bible journaling group. Also, and I really don't need these right now, but I wanted to show them to you. My oldest daughter turned 13 in May, but back on her like 11th birthday or something like that, I got her some tools with nail polish, and so she could do the little dots on her nail polish, and they're actually embossing tools. So I ordered myself a set. Well, in the process of finding those, you can find them with a set of paintbrushes also. Now these are for your nails, so they're real fine tip, even this long one. But how many times are you looking for something real detailed and you don't have it? Now, they're not the best quality in the world, but I've gone through a couple of sets now, and they're lasting. There's only one that the nib has come off, and so, you know, it took 6 weeks to get them because they came from China. But I know, pushing made in America. But I wanted to show you, those are some good bargains. And where did I find them? Amazon.com. I'm hoping somewhere down the line I can get some feedback from Amazon. Seriously, it is really hard to take my dad shopping. And especially if I'm looking. If I'm just looking for that right thing I need. Now, anybody can use any kind of little bottles. I found these years ago. They came in 3 different sizes when I was doing silk painting, because you'd have to mix up your colors. You had red, blue, and yellow, your primaries. And so you mixed up the colors that you wanted if you're using straight dyes, if you're trying to save money, and that's something we all like to do. And I kept them pretty clean, even though they were dyes. And I'd also store my colored salt in them, because once you put a salt on it, it soaks up into the salt, and so I'd want to keep that salt separate from other colors, and so I'd store this, that, and this. But when this is over, I'm going to probably use the small size and store up. I'm going to use these to suck up that iridescent mixed with the watercolor and put them in here so that I will have them for the next time. And I may go ahead and do that, so I'm not using my paint tray. If you need a paint tray, I love these. They're plastic, but they look like glass. And I always use this one. You notice how I've cleaned everything up? But they don't normally look like that. I use this one with painting silk. And as the weather gets a little bit cooler, we may do some of that outside. I don't want to do it out here because the carpet's still fairly new. But I can lay down some plastic. I can do that because there's air conditioner in here. Can't handle the heat. I was in here earlier trying to record and literally drips of sweat because I had not left the air conditioner on. Again, I got that from Amazon, and I got this from Amazon. A whole package of these, very cheap. Those are what we're going to need for this next project, of course, with paper towel. You always want paper towel on an art table. And this is Dollar General brand because I just pick them up wherever I'm at, whether it be Walmart but I keep this on the art table. And then a spray bottle. Picked it up at Walmart years ago. Keep it pretty neat. This one usually has water in it, and then I keep another one over here for alcohol. I keep face cosmetics, and usually there's some dirty ones in here. And I use them with my gelatos. And no, we don't eat them. This is the red cherry. They're so pretty. And I like them because they have the metallic colors too, in all different kinds of colors. And you use those face tissues to spread this sometimes. Especially if you get it wet. Instead of a paintbrush, you wet the sponge and smear it out. And these are meant to be used like watercolors. So we're going to probably use some of that in the next time because I'm sticking straight with watercolors right now. My other project I'm working on personally is with acrylics. So that'll be a whole different setup because you're going to have some this is the wrong thing. This is pastels. I knew this didn't look right. Okay, wrong drawer. You can get all different types, so I'm not going to mention a brand right now. But these are just like crayons, only they're water soluble. These are considered a wax pastel, but literally they're just water soluble crayons. You get a little bit of higher quality, you're going to be able to get deeper colors. But any water soluble crayon, and that means that when you add that water, you're going to be able to blend two colors together. Or you might be able to lighten the color with water. You'll know it's water soluble that way. Okay, we also need clean water. And I always keep two things of water on my desk. A clean water one and a dirty water one. And the main brushes, I go ahead and pull them out, but of course I'm always having to pull out more things. We're going to be using just some cardstock. This is really thin cardstock, so I may go hunting for some, if my shipment doesn't come in, for some thicker, because I'm finding that to do the watercolor on it, it's just not working very good. But I've got it in the back over here, the papers that I pre-did, and they're still, I checked them just a little while ago, and even though it was so hot out here, they're not dry. So it's going to be tomorrow before I can use those as a demo. But so that way I'm going ahead and showing you what all it takes to get prepped. I used saran wrap, Glad cling wrap, and the cardstock, and then just used a heavy weight on top of it. And I will tell you all about that when we do the project and why we did that. So remember to share this video. I don't have one watching right now, and that's fine. They say that go ahead and finish your video, and you know those YouTubers, go ahead and finish your video, ask them to share, ask them to comment, and hit like. And you can also find me under Huntress Habits on YouTube, and then if you do a search, it's linked. I think I've got it linked on the YouTube channel over to my website that I've started, and I'm going to start adding links, places where I purchase things. You know, sometimes it's Hobby Lobby, most of the time it's Amazon, and when we start using the Cricut, and that's where I'm finding my shipping's not coming quite as quick as it, you know, because I got the free shipping, or I think I did. Anyway, I hope I did. I put my code in. Anyway, that's where I went wrong. It's taken 12 days now so far, I think, for it to be delivered, or I'd be doing a Cricut video today. But anyway, so we're doing this one. I hope we have fun doing it. I hope it comes out okay, but even if it doesn't, we learn from our mistakes. Remember to share. Remember to comment. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Have a great day.